Hi everyone, this is Christina here. I'm shooting a video today to kind of discuss the topic of what is wellness and what wellness means to me. That is a huge question, and it encompasses so many things that I felt like the best way to really explain that is to kind of bring in my good old Jenga blocks here. As you can see, this Jenga block is a little different, this set, because it's color coordinated, and I thought it was perfect to describe what wellness means to me. So how I define wellness is a different components. You have to have different components of wellness. It's not just physical wellness. So in my head, let's just say the purple here is physical wellness. Then we have the blue for emotional wellness, green for mental wellness, the yellow for spiritual wellness, and pink for energetic wellness, to make sure that everything's flowing freely through the body to support this foundation. So when you have all of these different areas working together, then you have a solid foundation of wellness. Right? That makes sense. Your Jenga blocks are perfectly stacked, perfectly aligned, and you're working with a full deck of blocks. But what happens is, in reality, life happens. Ideally, we should have this full set of blocks, but let's just say when you're born, some people might have physical issues. They might be born with a physical deformity or some sort of other genetic defect. So bam, let's go. Let's take away our first block. Now we're already born with one block missing in our foundational wellness. And let's just say life happens, right? You get bigger, or maybe not even so big. You start off with a childhood that's maybe emotionally rough, abusive, you're experiencing a lot more than you should. Here's a block off of your emotional wellness. Now, right now, foundationally, you're fine, sort of. Like you can survive, your blocks aren't wavering, they're not shaking, they're not about to fall off. But in reality, there's still gaping holes there in your wellness. And let's just say life continues to happen. You deal with the breakup, and instead of dealing with it by processing your emotions, you deal with it by eating a bunch of chocolate. So now we have another block that we're taking off of this wellness. Right? Here goes that block. So now we're starting to see a little bit more of a shaky foundation, and you kind of get the drift of this, right? So like energetically, you're not processing emotions, the energies aren't flowing freely through your body. We have another block out. Okay, let's just say 2 blocks come off. And as you can see, our wellness is sort of deteriorating. Now we have cracks and flaws in our foundation. So what do? Right? Because naturally, most of us don't leave it like that. We try to fill it with something. We try to fill it with different things. Okay, so now I have this void here emotionally, and I'm going to try to fill this back up again. Let's just say now emotionally I deal with my breakups or my past childhood abuse issues. I deal with it by overeating. I'm going to fill it with something else. Let's just fill it with a whole bunch of other things. Things that kind of get the job done, that hold together, but don't really work, right? So that's what we do in life. We go through life trying to fill these foundational voids, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. We fill it with things that might not be the greatest. Sometimes we do a good job at processing and dealing and filling, but oftentimes we don't. That's why there's so many people that eat when they're stressed, that have addictions to drugs, alcohol, all of that, because they're stressed or emotionally not trying to process things or not trying to deal with things. That's why people are closed off in many relationships, because of past traumas. So emotionally, on different levels, physically on different levels, their foundations are weak. Their foundations are struggling. There comes another one, because life happens. And we're not really necessarily taught the tools all the time to how to deal, right? So we get sick. Oh, here's a prescription drug. Let's fill your foundation that way, and let's add another thing. And it doesn't add up the right way. You don't fill these voids correctly. You're not filling them with a block. A pen doesn't substitute another block to get your foundation going. So anyway, that's what I'm here to tell you. I wanted to share with you my idea of wellness and what happens to you. Your blocks eventually start falling apart. Your foundation starts to shake. And then what do you have? You have meltdowns. You have addictive issues. You have weight issues, health issues. All of that manifests because of the foundations. So the goal is, with wellness and with natural wellness, is to try to get back to not filling these voids with improper things. It's to actually get everything in line the right way, right? It's to put these blocks and to give you back the right foundations emotionally. Maybe it's doing the emotion code, doing emotional release, so that you can fully process any trapped emotions or any emotional weight bearing you down. Just imagine, if you're holding onto this for so long, you're going to feel it. If you release it emotionally, you'll be able to repair your blocks. Right? Same thing with physically. You have to get into the right habits so that you're able to restore this the right way. And so that's what I wanted to share to you, what wellness is using a visual. Let's get back your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic health. Let's get back to processing the right way, dealing the right way. And rather than quick fixes, rather than numbing the pain, and rather just than avoiding, right? Let's take it back to the basics, to our foundation, to our core. And let's get at the roots to build you back up the right way, to encode wellness, and to live your life to the fullest potential. So if you have any questions about that or want to know more on any level, emotionally, physically, just let me know. And if you want to get started, the first way is to really assess those foundations. See where there might be cracks and holes in your foundation and how you might be dealing with it and might be dealing with it incorrectly, and then figure out ways to deal with it the correct way. Thank you, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye.